be going up against Denver. My name is Panic Button, and to my left, I have the lovely HP Shovecraft.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a good one. I'm excited to be here, and I know you are as well. We have some rosters to go through, so maybe we should do that as the seconds tick down to the start of some awesome derby. All right, we have Denver Roller Derby. That's ground control. They are Cruz, number 11. Number 139 is Steinbrecher. Number 17 is Dr. Rob. 1984 is Williams. Number 2 is Salvador. 36 is Linzo. 4 is Stelly. 40 is Broderick. 43 is Hughes. 642 is Adelius. Number 7 is Detmer. 72 is Stelly. 77 is Cotton, and number 80 is Hooper. These are the Denver Roller Derby ground control.
All right, and then we also have Lane County Concussion, number 010 Dragon Balls, 12 Multiclass, 1998 Inspector Spaceman, 2 Timbuktu, 29 X. 42, Grime and Punishment. 45, Clint Beastwood. Number 5, Sergeant Pepper. Number 50, Hot Fuzz. 55, James Brains. 6, Catman's Butt. 69, Dr. B. 70, Murby Dick. 77, YB Normal. And number 81, Guns of Ruxton. All right, I can hear you a little bit in the stands. Can we hear it up for both of these awesome men's teams?
All right, so this is a hybrid call. We have you in the house. We also have the folks at home. For you at home, we're looking at white is Denver, and our black tops are Lane County.
Luckily, they made it easy for everyone, black and white. We'll try to let you know who is out there in both colors and numbers. Some of you are watching at home, and others, you know where you should be. You are here. All right, and to get started, it looks like for Lane County, that is number 42, Grime and Punishment.
43 on the line for Denver. That is Hughes wearing the star. He's trying to move along the inside there. Not a lot of space as that Lane County wall pushing him back.
And it looks like Grimes is going to be our first lead jammer of this bout here at the Big O 2016 on track 3.
He jumped all of the apex.
All of it. And most of the blockers.
Picking 5 points on the way through. Lane County drawing first blood.
That's right, already looking pretty good for those men in black. Looks like another 5 in the sky for Lane County Concussion.
Hughes going over the top of one of his own blockers. He is out on his initial pass, number 43 with the star.
And it looks like to start us off in that first jam, Grimes gave us 14 points for Lane County Concussion. Meanwhile, Hughes did not manage to make any points on that jam.
Number 72 on the line there for Denver. That is Stelly.
And number 69 in black, Dr. B for Lane County Concussion.
Stelly on a laser on that inside line. Gets through lead jammer for Denver.
Dr. B having a tough time with this back wall here of white.
Really good footwork there for Stelly on the inside line. He goes to the out, and he's going to pick up 5 points for Denver.
And we have jammers both skating with each other, and it looks like we have some jammer action going on here.
Chest to chest, pushing through. Stelly by, he's got 2 to beat. He goes on that outside lane, and he's going to pick up, it looks like 4 points. The angle is no bueno.
3 or 4, something like that. I know we got 5 there for Denver to start us off, but yes, it was 4. We got 9 points currently for Denver in white. Oh, 8, just kidding, it was 3 points.
Math is hard.
And it looks like Stelly is going to keep that star on his helmet. Meanwhile, we got number 5, Sergeant Pepper for Lane County in black.
Stelly dropping a shoulder, and he's pushing through, knocked down, back on his skates. He's making his way through in turn 2. Not the lead jammer.
All right, we're going to take just a quick moment. Thank you, everyone, for being very respectful. All right, and it does look like Sergeant Pepper is up. Let's give a big shout out to our EMTs this weekend. Making sure that all of our skaters are safe and taken care of.
And always a good sign when they can get out under their own power. We're going to get back to the action now. We've got 72 Stelly on the line for the ground control.
And that is number 42, Grime and Punishment for Lane County Concussion.
Stelly just pushing through on that inside line, and it's going to be neck and neck here as they make their way around the track.
Looks like the pack is speeding up a bit, trying to get Stelly through and keep Grimes back, and it did work out that way. 4 points for Denver ground control.
Panic and I were talking earlier, we're really excited about Castle Megastore and their shoulder massagers. They look really strong.
They're pretty nice. They actually do shoulder and back massages. Believe it or not, they might look dirty, but there are other purposes. Meanwhile, that is number 45 in black for LCC, Clint Beastwood.
43 back on the line, that's Hughes for Denver. He's going to be pushed out by Multiclass. Recycled to the back, going to try it again on the outside, but Lee Jammer.
That is Clint Beastwood, a recent addition to LCC, and he has been jamming like a madman.
Hughes making his way out on his initial pass.
It looks like Clint Beastwood was recycled to the back of the pack there, picking up 3 points before the end of that jam. Also, if you have not been paying attention, we got raffle prizes. Between track 2 and 3, you can purchase some raffle tickets for some amazing grand prizes, including 2 RollerCon MVP passes. There's also some wonderful things from Roller Derby Athletics, Radar Wheels, Fast Girl Skates. Go check it out.
RollerCon's PMA, pretty much amazing. Number 72 is Stelly for Denver. Caught up inside the black wall, but getting out first.
Meanwhile, lead jammer, that is number 69, Dr. B.
Both jammers haul and butt as they make their way around the track, and this is a fast pack, Panic.
It looks like Stelly gave a little hip check to Dr. B and took the advantage, forcing him to call it. Ooh, I'm starting to feel the wind of the skaters. It's kind of nice. I've been getting warm today.
It's like a fan for free. We've got 12 points for Denver. We got 18 for Lane County. For those of you at home, black shirts are Lane County. White shirts are the ground control.
And for ground control, once again, number 4, that is Stelly. Also, once again for LCC, number 42, Grime and Punishment.
Linza with a long recycle there on Grimes. He's going to have to go back and do it again. And we do have a lead jammer, Stelly, making his way through in turn 2.
Meanwhile, Grimes also with some fancy footwork on the inside to pass that pack and get on through. Great job by Stelly there, picking up 4 points and calling it before LCC has a chance to even hit that pack.
Speaking of hit that, how about hit this? Derby owned and operated. Before you hit the track, hit this. Visit the store in Salem, Oregon, or online at hitthisderbygear.com. All right, as we get back to it, 72, Stelly, lead jammer for Denver.
Meanwhile, that is Clint Beastwood, number 45 in black for LCC.
Lane County wall holding tight, but Stelly backs his way through. He's going to pick up 4 points on the pass, and that takes us to 18 for Lane County, 20 for Denver, 22-12 remaining in this first period of play. First period because we play 2 of them, Panic.
Indeedly doodly. Meanwhile, on the track, jammers giving a little bit of love, saying, I know I want to beat you, but I love you still. Dr. B and Hughes on that line.
Hughes in the middle of that Lane County wall, trying the outside and the inside. Not a lot of space out there right now. Getting out first.
Lead jammer to Dr. B had a little tough front wall in front of him. However, they were called off as being out of play.
Hughes pushing hard. He goes down in turn 2. And he picks up a cut on the way. He'll spend 30 seconds in the box. This is a power jam opportunity for LCC.
And in fact, Dr. B getting through that pack, showing how he stays inside those lines. 5 points for LCC.
Trying to force his way through that wall in turn 3. He's got 1 to beat. Clothesline.
Hedelius trying to keep Dr. B back. However, though, it looks like Dr. B picked up a cut and will be taking his spot in the box.
And this is really what the people pay for. It's blocker on blocker action at its best. It's a block off block party. Only blockers allowed, no jammers.
Whenever there's only one jammer on the track, there's very different strategy and goals from each team. Ooh, Hughes jumping over his down skater to get through that pack on his initial pass.
He clearly spends some time at the skate park. Pushing through now in turn 2. He's trying to get that outside line, not a lot of space.
Timbuktu taking him to the out, recycling him, but it looks like he doesn't really care for another 5 points.
Back to 2 stars on the track.
Hedelius once again going after Dr. B. Looks like we got 4 points for LCC in black. Meanwhile, 2 points for Denver ground control in white.
This game is crazy close so far, and that makes me angry. Close games are just a lot of adrenaline and sweat.
Tie game, oh my gosh. Get on the edge of your seats.
Done.
I know I scooted it up a bit. Meanwhile, on the track, on that jammer line in white, that is number 72, Stelly, up against number 42, Grimes.
Grimes powering through that last Denver defender, grabbing lead jammer, and now we got ourselves a foot race back to the pack.
Meanwhile, it looks like in the pack we have 2 Denver trying to speed them up while other 2 Denver blockers continue to block.
Stelly with a takedown in turn 4. Some nice skate action.
Roller derby.
27-27 with 18:35 in the first period. Once again, for those of you at home, white tops, Denver ground control. Black tops, Lane County Concussion.
And speaking of those tops, it looks like number 4, Stelly, is out there. Meanwhile, number 45, Clint Beastwood, also jamming.
Clint doing a great job of jumping right back up, just missing that line on the inside. Both jammers now firing around the outside back towards that wall of defenders.
Stelly is our lead jammer, and he's going to try to pick up those points, but it looks like Beastwood is out of that pack before him. 4 points, both teams.
It's a push so far on the points, and that back wall is all Lane County. Nice hit there on Stelly, sending him out of bounds. That was multi-class with a shot on that outside line.
Also, Brains taking Hedelius back to the back of that pack, but it looks like it is going against them as Beastwood now has to go up against Hedelius. Also, one of his teammates told me it's okay if I call him Delia, by the way.
Delio?
Delia.
Delia. Thank you, Panic.
I don't think it's really okay, but sometimes I like to be funny. All right, number 72, Stelly. If you have not figured out, there are 2 Stellys out there, number 4 and number 72. Meanwhile, in black for LCC, 69, Dr. B with the amazing pants.
Stelly ducking down, making his way through. He is your lead jammer.
With a juke on that last line of defense, Dr. B makes his way out of the pack. And it looks like Stelly picks up 3 points and calls it.
One of the things I really like is Fast Girl Skates, and they are one of our special sponsors. All the sponsors are special, but we like Fast Girl Skates right now because we do.
Who doesn't like Fast Girl? Who doesn't like skates? Meanwhile, back on the track, that is in black, number 42, Grimes. Meanwhile, in white, number 43, Hughes, quick on the inside for that lead jammer.
Pack advantage favoring Lane County as Hughes comes back around that outside in turn 1. He's going to pick up 4 points on the pass.
That was quite amazing. He was just in and out.
And that takes us to 33 for Lane County, 42 for Denver with 15:40 on this first period clock.
However, it's been very close already, and I can see that that's going to continue to be so.
Panic's a prophet.
All right, on that track, number 72, Stelly up against number 45, Clint Beastwood. Looks like a ground control, Stelly in white, taking that lead jammer status.
He's doing a great job of making his way past with a little 360 move through the wall. He'll be recycled, but he may have already picked up some of the points for those opposing blockers.
Great job using, I believe, yes, that was Cruz to get on by on the inside. 5 high in the sky for ground control. Meanwhile, Clint Beastwood up against a wall of white, struggling hard. Cruz beating him up.
Dragon Ball's with a good shot there on Stelly, but he picks it up as a forearm. He'll go to the box for 30 seconds. And we're running a little short on skaters here as that box starts to fill.
Another 5 points for ground control as 72 Steely makes it around. Meanwhile, Clint Beastwood still in the pack, having a tough time. Those white blockers are not letting him go.
They did a great job there of recycling him. He goes back inside and now makes his way through for another 5-point pass for Denver.
Clint Beastwood finally out of that pack.
Lane County trying to hold that wall together. And
Fancy skate work out there from number 72, Stelly. How can you hit somebody who's twirling so much? Sometimes I feel like ballet is a requirement for being on a team, no matter your gender.
I know I would look great in tights.
That better happen at some point. I know I will see you again.
Steinbrecher on the line. That's 139 for Denver.
And number 69 for LCC, Dr. B.
And Steinbrecher is going to be recycled back into that LCC wall. Dr. B grabbing lead jammer for the concussion.
It looks like James Brains with that pretty pink helmet headed to the box. However, Dr. B making it through for 5 points.
And not a lot of space at the front. Multiclass trying to shut that down, and a cut. No, it's an improper pass, so no cut. He continues to skate.
That's right, Multiclass did block him. However, Steinbrecher went out and so did Multiclass, so it was a no pass, no penalty, and no point. Well, he might have passed his point early. Let's see. 3 points for ground control, and I believe I was 2 for Lane County. At about 12 minutes into this left in this first period, we got LCC with 40. Denver ground control was 69. Ain't that fun? Number 43 in white for ground control, that is Hughes. And number 42 in black, Grimes.
Hughes grabbing lead jammer. And that's a fast-moving pack as it looks like black trying to get to the front.
Now this morning I did announce for a junior bout, and this pack is starting to look like some junior pace packs.
Hughes trying to push his way through those last 2 blockers and does, picking up 4 points on his way through.
Meanwhile, Grimes using the help of Brains being on the inside to get on through for his 3 points. 4 points, there we go. I can see fingers, I swear.
Denver maintaining that speed, happy to do some point exchange here as they take a little bit of that clock off. If you haven't got a chance to check it out, you do want to see Fingers Duke. They have some really cool and unusual clothing items over by Track 1. I got myself a Boba Fett flower shirt that's going to change my life.
That does sound pretty amazing. I hope to see it tomorrow. All right, back to action. That is number 72 in white for ground control, Stelly, and number 69, Dr. B in black for LCC. Very tight there. Stelly picking up lead jammer, but he's trying to slow down Dr. B.
Dr. B trying to get his hips around. Stelly not having it as he continues to keep him locked down.
Looks like ground control blockers are starting to pick up on what Stelly's trying to do, but Lane County also saw as well. So back to the action.
Really good control for Stelly as he continues to. Quick exchange there. Looks like there was some hope that Dr. B would be able to call off the jam from his coach, but he needs lead jammer to be able to do that.
And I know that both jammers got out at close to the same time, so sometimes it is hard to tell. Stelly picking up 3 points on that last pass. One of those not being awarded due to a no pass, no penalty. However, 4 points on this pass.
And that Denver wall in turn one looking like a problem right now for Dr. B.
It is nearly standstill, and it looks like with a no pack call, they are going to have to move a little bit. Meanwhile, Stelly just making his rounds. Ow! Twirling on the inside for a 5 in the sky.
Great body control as he made his way through that time. He's going to try the last line of defense once again. He's got one to beat on the inside. 360 in the air over the apex. I totally do that when I'm asleep.
I
dreaming.
have dreams about those things, yeah. Another 2 points for ground wait, nope, just kidding. Let's talk about LCC got 3 points. Ground control picking up 1 more point at the end there.
23-point jam for ground controls. It takes it to 47, Lane County 100, Denver. Once again, for those of you at home, dark tops, Lane County Concussion, white, Denver ground control.
And it looks like Lane County is going to pick up lead jammer. That is Grimes. Meanwhile, number 4, Stelly, making it out of that pack. Pack getting quite spread out here. I see mostly black together. Not very many white there. Hopefully there'll be white there.
Looks like Grimes picked up 4 before he called it off. And we talked about a little bit before, but RollerCon is coming up, and that is 8 tracks, 70 coaches, 160 challenges, 24 bouts, uncountable seminars, social events, and vendors, plus 1 uterus-shaped 24-hour pool, Derby summer camp every July. It's at RollerCon.
I think I did hear uterus, but let's get back to the non-uterus. Well, mostly non-uterus. We don't even know. That is Stelly, number 72, for ground control in white with lead, already making another lap around. Meanwhile, Beastwood having a tough time getting through that pack.
Stelly left and right and down the middle. He picks up 5 points on his way through.
Hedelius recycling Clint Beastwood and holding him. Looks like Dragon Balls is going to try to give him a little bit of help as Stelly makes it through for another 5 points.
And Stelly powering over the top of a down lane skater.
Another 2 points for ground control. And we got number 42 and number 43. It's like we're counting here. But yes, that is Grimes in black for Lane County and Hughes in white for ground control.
Lane County set up in a back wall. Denver all in front with that 3 brace that's so popular these days.
But it looks like Grimes is going to take the advantage with lead jammer. Hughes, though, quite fast and going to skate on his tail. Very smart call from Grimes there. Seeing Hughes coming up fast, decides to call it.
A lot of pressure there from Hughes, yes. And we've got 5:15 here in the first period, so that clock is just sort of melting away.
Also, we want to talk about travel. Lane County. Need a map of the area or suggestions for where to eat or get a brew? Visit Travel Lane County's booth in the lobby for local information.
And we also want to do a shout out for Sin City Skates. Over 25 combined years of on-track derby experience, SinCitySkates.com.
Looks like we have an official review from Denver Ground Control. So we'll take a moment here, get captains and coaches out on the track, talk about what they believe happened, and then have a little zebra huddle and give back to you with what we find out.
So I don't think zebra's on the menu, but they do have Wild Duck Cafe. Visit Wild Duck Cafe for fresh made sandwiches, salads, snacks, coffee, as well as your favorite beverage. Visit the Lobby Grill for traditional burgers, fries, and hot dogs. New this year, buffalo tempeh wraps and fish tacos. That's the Wild
right,
Duck Cafe.
Tempeh and also tofu dogs. They're bringing it around for the omnivores, vegetarians, vegans. We're all inclusive here in Eugene.
I should probably check my dog to see if it has any soy in it. I'll have to do it when I get home.
Soy vey.
Some great derby today. There were a couple of ESPN games earlier this evening. Rose City taking on Victorian on track 1. That was some amazing action. Scald Eagle got into a little bit of penalty trouble. She had an early departure.
Well, I'm seeing an excited coach right now from Denver Ground Control.
Animated. All right, so Denver concerned about legal procedure for equipment, and the call was removed. So sometimes it pays off to do an official review. Panic?
And that does mean Denver will be keeping their official review. That's always nice when you can keep it. All right, a matchup we've already seen on the jammer line here. That is number 72, Stelly, in white, up against number 69, Dr. B, in black. And anatomically possibly correct leggings. I don't like to look at the front. He wears them all the time, but I don't want to know how correct they are.
That seems fair. I'll follow your lead on that.
I mean, do what you want.
Lane County with all of their blockers on the track and that back wall. And they hold up Hughes for a second, giving an opportunity for Dr. B to get out. It looks like we did have a
low block on Stelly, so he's going to take a seat in the box, giving Lane County's Dr. B power jam. All right, Lane County fans, where you at? However, though, to get through, that is Detmer. And he gets on through for his 5 high in the sky.
4 on 2 in the pack. Lane County with an opportunity here to put some points on the board, picking up another 5 points there for Dr. B and the gentleman in black.
Indeed, this is what Lane County was hoping for. Wagner trying to hold Dr. B, but he makes a quick little jump of that apex for his 5 additional points before the end of that jam.
And the fans go wild. 66 for Lane County, 112 for Denver, 3:52 remaining in this first period. And that was, as you said, 15 more points than I scored all day.
I score all the brownie points. That is number 139 in white, Steinbrecher, going up against number 42 in black, Grime and Punishment, AKA Grimes.
Steinbrecher trying that back wall. Lane County holding tight. That gives an opportunity for Grimes to grab lead jammer for LCC.
Dragon Balls recycling Steinbrecher. Looks like we have no panties right now, but oh, multi-class with a nice little hit on Steinbrecher, but it looks like that was not legal and will be headed to the box.
I believe that was a low block call. Grimes threw for 2 more passes, and I believe he picked up, for that time, 5 on the last. That's going to give him 9 points on the jam. Lane County right now in fuego.
They're definitely trying to get back up to Denver's current lead. We got 112 for Denver, up against 75 for Lane County.
As we get back to the line, we do have number 72, Stelly, out there for Denver.
And that's number 45, Clint Beastwood for Lane County Concussion.
Clint going down in turn 1 with a little help from the boys in white. And he's going to get recycled and knocked into a ref. Clint Beastwood having a tough jam so far. 72 Stelly lead, and he is trying to buzzsaw through on that outside line.
Finally, Clint Beastwood being able to get through that pack as Hedelius is sent off the track. There is like no pack right now. Where's my pack at? There we go, pack it up. Meanwhile, we got Lane County creating a solid wall, but it looks like Stelly found a hole and got on through pretty quick. However, Clint Beastwood did get 4 points. Both jammers with 4.
You get the feeling Denver does some endurance work here. They've got a very fast pack pace when they have lead.
All right, and it looks like number 12, Multiclass, is going to head to the box for, I believe it was a back block. Also, Stelly getting on through because Multiclass did go down, so he could legally pass him. And speaking of getting on through, another 4 points for both jammers.
Both teams exchanging points, but Denver seems fine with it. They have leads, so they have decided to play a point differential game here.
James Brain's trying to turn around and get Stelly, but he does the same and hops on through for another 4.
Stelly on that outside line, knocked down in turn 3
by Hot Fuzz.
And that was James Brains that just introduced himself to number 72, Stelly, making his way off the track. And it looks like that was 11 points for Lane County's Beastwood, 27 for Denver.
All right, Denver ground control fans, are you in the stands? And how about hometown Lane County Concussion fans?
Sounds like a tie.
I don't know. I think we got a little home team advantage. Not
Roller
much,
derby
a
athletics
bit.
takes the guesswork out of off-skate training, helping you
Hey folks,
become
we're going to call
safe,
that
strong,
halftime. We'll be
and
right back
unstoppable.
here in 10
Here's what skaters
minutes.
from around
Grab
the
some
world are
food,
saying.
check out the
Lots of
facilities,
great advice and things
hit
that
the
helped
merch
me after I
area,
broke my
and
ankle
then
and
meet
I've
us
lost
back
90
here for
pounds
some
and
more
discovered my ADA.
MRDA
Love that site, and the
action.
rehab has been amazing. It's really worth the investment in the
Booty
program.
Quake rocks. You won't regret the investment.
Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program and transform your game with roller derby athletics.
A lot of very impressive people in roller derby.
This was definitely a proud moment for me, wearing the black, white, and red.
I care about this thing more than I care about any other article of clothing in my wardrobe.
This represents to me like 7 years of like, blood, sweat, and tears.
Glitter is fun and hardcore. I've learned that it's hardcore.
My uniform is always in pristine condition.
My truck is purple, my shoes are purple, my underwear are purple.
It takes a lot of drive and a lot of passion to keep going in roller derby.
Sometimes when you play roller derby, you're just kind of like, why am I doing this? This is so weird.
I just can't imagine that I'd get more kicks like playing golf than I do hitting a Feels good.
My name is Rachel Rotten.
My name is Midge Wilhelm.
I'm Fifi Nomenon.
I'm Jackie Daniels.
My name's Steph Maney.
Hi, I'm Scald Eagle.
And S1.
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 And S1 is part of my uniform.
The Arius Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Arius Platinum, performance redefined.
Hey, this is Dan from S1 Helmets. We're in the testing lab today, testing helmets to see if they pass the multiple impact certification test. We're going to be testing 3 helmets today. There's a soft foam helmet with EVA foam and a terry cloth liner. There's a hockey helmet with triple density EVA foam. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS fusion foam. All 3 of these helmets are marketed as multiple impact helmets. We're going to test all of them today and see which ones actually pass the test. The multiple impact test is when we drop a helmet to achieve a velocity of 4.57 meters per second. This simulates a 10-mile-an-hour impact or a 4-foot drop. The same helmet is tested 3 times in the same location. The helmet must reduce the energy pulse to under 300 Gs each time. Anything over 300 Gs can result in a traumatic brain injury or a severe concussion. In summary, the soft foam helmet with EVA foam and the hockey helmet with triple density foam did not pass the multiple impact test. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS fusion foam did pass the multiple impact test.
At Roller Derby Athletics, we take the guesswork out of off-skate training so you can focus on being fierce. We help you transform your game without a lot of time or equipment. With 5 training programs plus all-star memberships, there's an option to suit every athlete. And we train skaters worldwide with high-quality video instruction and online support. At Roller Derby Athletics, we empower you to be safe, strong, and unstoppable. Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program.
Hi, Ivana Spankin and Trish the Dish here to tell you about Sin City Skates. Sin City Skates began in our living room in 2005 and has since grown into this 2,000 square foot warehouse and showroom where we stock everything for derby. If it's derby related, we probably have it. Need help? With a combined on-track derby experience of over 24 years and still playing, we test everything we sell and we know the difference between facts and our opinions. We're always happy to share both with you to help you make the right decisions. So call us, SinCitySkates.com.
I love teamwork when it comes naturally, and it's almost like your teammate is an extension of your own body. That anticipation, where you've worked cerebrally through strategy and skills, and suddenly you're out there in a game and it all comes naturally because you know each other. I love that.
So when I first went into Fast Girl Skates, it was like being a kid in a candy
I skate
shop.
on the Antic AR1 Bout with Crazy Venus plates and add-on B-Rod wheels.
As I've grown as a skater, Fast Girl has also helped my skates to grow with me.
What's your favorite thing that you got at the store?
Probably my gear. I'm Doubled Legs, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Vex Factor, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm a Salted Peanut, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Afro Jamra, and I'm a Fast Girl.
You can be a Fast Girl, too.
Skaters, lost your mouth guard? Hit this. Time for an upgrade? Hit this. New to Derby and not sure where to start? Hit this. We are Derby owned and operated with 6 years of experience. Hit This Derby Gear can hook you up with skates, gear, and honest advice based on your skating style and individual needs. Visit us at our store in Salem, Oregon, or online at www.hitthisderbygear.com. Whether you are a new or veteran skater, before you hit the track, hit this.
Hi, I'm Trish the Dish, and this is Ivana Spankin, and we're here to tell you about Sin City Skates. Sin City Skates began in our Las Vegas living room in 2005, the first shop ever dedicated to roller derby, and has since grown into this 2,000 square foot mecca in San Diego, where we stock everything for our sport. Need help? With a combined on-track experience of over 24 years and still playing, we test everything we sell, and we're happy to share that experience and knowledge with you. So contact us, sincityskates.com.
Hi folks, Scald Eagle here. Have you had a chance to take a look at the new Bout Quadstar skate? The boots are ultra lightweight with no break-in period and are great for skaters with skinnier ankles. They also have a 100% Australian full-grain leather outer and a completely heat-moldable hand-laid fiberglass base. Get that premium performance without the premium price tag. Boom. Come over to the Bout booth right now and check out this rad new skate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're excited to be back for the second half. I am HP Shovecraft on the mic. I am joined by the amazing, stellar, wise, Panic Button, in her home city, on her home track, with her home team. We've got 86 for Lane County Concussion. They are black shirts. White shirts are Denver. They are at 139. And we're about 30 minutes away from deciding this one, Panic Button.
That's correct. Already, both teams ready for, that is the lineup whistle, but they are ready for that first whistle of this jam. On the line in black, that is number 42, Grimes, going up against, in white, number 43, Hughes.
Lane County all stacked up in the back. Hughes trying to wedge his way in. Not a lot of space on that first wall. Pushing his way into turn two, still no lead. Wait. We do have a lead. That is Grimes, Panic Button.
That's right, and it looks like Hughes being recycled to the back of the pack, trying to get, oh, nope, cut. That will be giving Lane County Grimes 5 points and a power jam. This is really the advantage that Lane County needs right now if they're gonna inch their way back up to Denver ground control score.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a fan of the Lane County Concussion, it's time to make some noise!
Grimes with an unsuccessful apex cut, making sure he is not cutting the track recycling behind Lenzo and trying again. Meanwhile, Hughes is back in that pack.
Grimes has picked up 10 so far. He's looking to add to it here. Hughes out. He's on his initial pass.
Another 5 points for Lane County before the end of that jam there.
And that pulled it a little bit closer. He picks up 15. It's 101 for Lane County, 139 for Denver. As we sit at 28-28 here in the second period of play in beautiful Eugene Springfield greater area. Had some amazing weather today, 70s, sunny. You wouldn't even know we're in the PNW.
I don't believe it rained, which is odd. However, back on the track, that is number 72 in white, Stelly, and in black, number 69, Dr. B.
Stelly with a little hop over the corner of the apex that got him lead. And Denver pushing hard to try to keep Dr. B under wraps. He's going to be recycled once again into turn one.
That's right, Broderick taking him back. Meanwhile, Stelly, number 72, picking up, I believe that's 4 points. Yes, indeed. Always got to check for that thumb. Cruz taking Dr. B back to the back of that pack.
And Stelly continuing to work as he makes his way through for 5 more points for ground control. And now Dr. B out. He is on his initial pass for the concussion.
Ground control doing a great job of switching from defense to offense.
And Denver once again seems perfectly okay with giving up some points as that clock continues to run. 4 points there for Dr. B.
Stelly with a quick little twirl past Murby Dick picks up some more points for his team. All right, it looks like we are going to have an official review from Lane County Concussion.
One of the proud sponsors of the Big O is the Eugene Cascades and Coast Sports Commission.
That's a mouthful, but we do also appreciate their support. Also, let's talk about left turn clothing, uniforms that move with you. If you have not noticed, you skate fast and turn left. Most of the time.
A lot of the time that is true, yes.
Sometimes if you go the other way and you block somebody, you go to the box. So, you know.
We also are a huge fan of a sponsor, Ty Bach. That's Ty Bach Production Services. We're happy that they decided to help make the Derby happen here at the Big O as well. Panic button.
Indeed, Shove. We are here making sure that you, both in the stands and at home watching on the interwebs, know what is going on. The one thing, you know, that I'm starting to wonder, because there are 2 Stellys out there. Are they brothers? Yes, they are. Okay. Thank you for letting me know, because my next question was if they were married. Sounds like little brother's bigger and bigger brother's littler. Yep, yep. Don't worry, Hughes has got you. He's also, I will say, he is the reason why I'm allowed to say Delia. So, Hedelius, if you need someone to yell out later, Hughes has got you.
I want to recognize one more sponsor here. It's Flat Mat Yoga. Clean berries, check. Taped elbow pads, check. Yoga mat. Take care of your most important piece of gear. You, with Yoga for Skates by a Skater. Find out more at flatmatyoga.com.
Also, if you go online, 16% off with Big O 16 code for this Big O weekend. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on track 3. I know it's starting to get late. I saw that the sun is setting. But this is day 2 of the Big O. O-O-E-O. Somebody had to do it, right? All right, quick little update. Official review, not gonna happen, not retained. Moving on, who's on the track there?
I'm so glad you asked. That's number 4, Stelly for Denver.
And that is number 45, Clint Beastwood for Lane County Concussion.
Clint Beastwood knocked around a little bit earlier, but he's bounced back, much like Gumby. On his way to the box now.
Multi-class with a beautiful bump on Stelly to take him to the inside. And it looks like we had another one recycling him once again. Also, Hedelius recycling Clint Beastwood. He must have heard me say Delia, and he wanted to make sure he showed off his name. Hedelius. I know.
Lead jammer going to number 4, Stelly for Denver. He's got to push through that 3-wall of Lane County Concussion near the front. Set up in a triangle, pushed out of bounds. He's going to be recycled by multi-class.
Packing a little spread out there, but it looks like Beastwood coming on through. Hughes is our lead jammer. Multi-class trying to do his job once again, but called off by that out-of-play hand in the air.
And that's going to be a low block call, so Clint Beastwood to the box. He'll spend 30 seconds there. And some confusion over what is happening on the track. Are we playing? That is the question. I believe the answer is yes.
Currently, we are. It looks like, yes, indeed, some confusion. But that is number 4, Stelly, also saying, huh? And an official timeout to figure out that last jam.
And that is a good time for us to remind you that black shirts are Lane County Concussion. They sit at 105, and if you're at home, 161 is the score for the Denver Ground Control.
Ground control to Major Tom. Again, had to happen.
Are you going to follow up Bowie with some Prince, or?
Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe tomorrow.
The Big
I know,
O.
don't make me cry. Come on now. You're going to get verklempt.
The Big O is one of the WFTDA recognized tournaments. And tournament season is soon going to be upon us. August 19th and 21st, so through the 21st. That's in Wichita, Kansas. That's D2 playoffs. Followed by August 26th through the 28th in Lansing, Michigan. Also D2. D1 starts in Montreal. That's Canada, panic button.
I believe that's Quebec even.
It is. That's September 2nd through the 4th. And all of this taking place in this year. So it will be 2016. And it's going to finish about an hour north of us. It'll culminate in Portland, Oregon. And that'll be hosted by a team you may have heard of, the Rose City Rollers.
They are one of the first leagues I ever saw at the very young age of 17.
You were so impressionable then.
I know, roller derby's awesome. Why do you think I'm here still? Derby. All right, how many of you in the stands and at home yell at your screens, enjoying some roller derby? I hear 2 of you. Let's try that again. Are you enjoying roller derby? All right, it's late. I know you can do better, though. We'll work on it.
Practice and repetition. 25 minutes remaining in this one, and one of the last games of the day here on day 2 from the Big O. One more entire day of amazing derby to go on Sunday.
That's right, and it looks like we're going to push to the pivot line before that first whistle. Number 72, Stelly, lone jammer in white, also picking up lead jammer. Meanwhile, Clint Beastwood starting in the box, jammer for LCC in black.
Stelly out there against Grimes and Dragon Balls and pushing hard on that inside line. He makes his way through for another 5-point pass, Denver.
Right now we have LCC filling up that box, giving Denver ground control a great advantage.
It is difficult to be a one-man wall, and especially when that man has been sent off the track. I believe that was a direction of gameplay call.
Stelly picking up 4 points for Denver ground control. Meanwhile, Clint Beastwood having a tough time with a strong wall at the back with Cruz and Williams. Broderick seeing Brains come in, tries to control the pack.
Stelly back on that inside line. He comes through for another 5 points, continuing his very successful jam. He's up to 23 points.
And it looks like Clint had a little star stash that helped him get on through. Once again, some ballet moves. Stelly with 4 points on 1 foot.
Incredible athleticism on display from number 72 as he twirls his way around for another 5-point pass for the ground control.
Ground control blockers doing an amazing job of not only holding Clint, but they also saw that Brains was going to try to help him out, and Broderick was on him.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a 38-point jam for Denver.
Let's hear it for Denver ground control. All right, we know that there is some love between these two men with those stars on their helmets. Dr. B in black up against Hughes in white.
And Hughes running into a very productive wall for Lane County. That's multi-class with the recycle on Hughes. He's going to try the outside lane. But Dr. B out first. He's your lead jammer for Lane County.
However, Hughes is right there. Dr. B with a little twirl, getting passed by Hughes, calls it. And it looks like they're going to say, yeah, bro, I love you, but I don't want you to get more points, all right? All right? Next jam. Taking that star for the first time, that is number 55 for Lane County, Brains.
He's out there on 7-2 Stelly for ground control, who's having not a bad night.
I feel like the Stellys are stellar. Clever.
That was complicated. You remember that time that they did a 360 spin out of bounds and back in at the Big O in the Denver versus Lane County game?
However, Brains is the lead jammer. Oh, and it looks like we have a forearms from number 72 Stelly, putting Brains as the lone jammer. Great advantage what LCC needs right now. 5 high in the sky for number 55. I don't even have to tell you to cheer, do I?
They got it all figured out. Salvador, last line of defense, last time, 2 times through. Brains powering by, and he is up to 14 points, I believe, on the jam.
That's right, he picked up 4 points instead of 5 points on that pass before this last one due to a no pass, no penalty. However, another 5 points. X trying to keep Stelly back, but it looks like he goes down, giving Stelly the advantage.
And Salvador on his way to the box, he cut the track. And that's going to be it for the jam. James Brains shot in the arm for LCC, picking up 17 points for the home team.
gotta say, I love me some men's derby. How many of you out there also love men's derby? All right, you're cheering. I'll let you go. Number 4, Stelly, one of the Stellies, number 4 in white. Also, that is number 42 in black for Lane County, Grimes.
Stelly, no love on the outside. He moves back to the end and finds his way through for lead jammer, ground control.
Hedelius, last line of defense, getting called off for being out of play, giving Grimes the advantage to get on through.
And Grimes on one skate somehow stays on the line.
Toe stop. Not even one skate. That was a toe stop. It looks like we got 4 points for both teams. Hey, look, it's another Stelly. Now, y'all said one of them's bigger than the other, but most of the time they're not on the track at the same time, so sorry that doesn't help. But yes, that is number 72 in white, Stelly, up against number 45 in black, Clint Beastwood. Oh, and Pivot Line Love.
All walled up at the front. We're even in the pack. It's 3-on-3. Clint Beastwood trying the outside and briefly recycled was Stelly. Multi-class stepping out. That means he did not have to recycle it behind him. And we have a lead, not a lead. Stelly not out cleanly.
That is Clint Beastwood picking up the lead. He was blocked out by number 40, Broderick, but it sent him to the box because he went out a little bit too far. That is one thing definitely during this bout I've noticed is that you really have to pay attention to jam refs because first one out is not always lead jammer.
Yeah, I read that in a book. That's a good point, Panic.
All right, and it looks like bromance on the line back again. Dr. B and Hughes.
Everyone fall. Done. LCC walled up at the front. They're trying to take on Hughes. Hughes moving left and right. Lane County continuing to beat on him as they go into turn 2.
Meanwhile, both teams splitting that pack, trying to make sure they are legal. I mean, they're all legal age, but you know, legal in Derby.
And Dr. B had lead, unaware of the fact. 4 points were scored for Denver before he was able to try to call it off, make it 5.
Yes, 5. He did. This is why, again, I love looking at jam refs because they tell us things.
All right, once again, for those of you at home, we're at the Big O. You should be too, but we're going to cut you some slack. It's 1:30 for Lane County Concussion in black shirts. White shirts, Denver. Those are the ground control. They're at 2:10, and the clock says we've got 16:53 remaining in this second and final period of play.
Also, we do have some after parties going on tonight. Blair Alley, Vintage Arcade, Pinball, Video Games, 80s Dance Party starting at 10 p.m. No cover charge. That is at 245 Blair Boulevard. I will let you know I am a great fan of Blair Alley. They have a great tap selection and just amazing pinball. There are the ones that go badink badink.
Badink, badink.
You know, I could do it higher pitch, but I'm on the mic right now.
That's fair.
All right, back to Derby.
72 is Stelly for Denver, and that's number 42, Grimes for Lane County.
Very slow start. We do have the first whistle, but it looks like the jammers are trying to prepare their moves.
Stelly bursting through for lead Denver.
Meanwhile, Williams recycling Grimes. And that is a power lap for Stelly. 5 points.
He was using his invisibility cloak to get through on the inside line.
hard.
And Denver starting to pick up the pace as they have all of their blockers. It's 4 on a small pack there for Lane County. And we want to thank all the skaters for keeping us cool as the pace moves to ultrasonic.
One thing we have been talking about is it seems like Denver definitely works on their endurance. And I mean, that's high altitude. So now that they're here in the valley, it might be a bit easier. Another 4 points for Stelly.
I always like easier. It's so much better than harder.
That's why we announce and do not skate.
Denver with a formidable wall in turn 3.
Really giving Grimes a tough time getting through that pack.
Broderick with the recycle there on Grimes. He's going to have to go back and do it again. Williams with him. And that's a little chest to chest from Salvador, who got a direction to gameplay. He'll go to the box.
Meanwhile, Stelly picking up all of the points. He has already made 28 points in this jam.
And he is through again. Both jammers now picking up points. Grimes grabs some for LCC. And Stelly with 32 points for Denver.
Stelly being stellar. All right, and that is the other brother, number 4, Stelly, going up against number 69, Dr. B.
Lane County with some huge fans in turn 2.
I believe some of them are actually coached by Dr. B, believe it or not. Yeah, and you can hear by them cheering on their coach with lead jammer.
He did a great job of working that inside line. Speaking of inside lines, we've got another jammer out. That is number 4, Stelly, on his initial pass.
Nickel and diamond for LCC, trying to put some more points on that board. Wow, Nomad jumping over a skater. Can we give it up for the referees and NSOs?
They are so cool.
I get to sit next to some of them. Pink is one of my favorite colors.
4-5, once again, Clint Beastwood for LCC. He's out there against number 72, Stelly for Denver. Both out to a quick start. Stelly grabbing lead. And we've got a forearm call on the way to the box. Clint Beastwood. This is a power jam for the ground control.
Meanwhile, we got a strong triangle wall, but it looks like Stelly using those ballerina toe stops. A little point in there to get on through for 5.
I did not know they had ballerina toe stops. I'm going to have to go grab me some. So excited right now.
I don't know. It looked like they practice point when they get on their toe stops, so, and it was fancy.
Speaking of fancy, through for another 5 points is Stelly. It's nice when there's brothers. We don't have to really learn that many names. It's way easier to announce.
Sometimes, though, you have to be careful. If they have the same last name, they're either related by blood or related by marriage.
In this case, it's brothers, but in Eugene, we accept everyone.
Yes, indeedy. Jammer taking on Jammer, but Clint Beastwood through with a beautiful smile there for 4 points. Stelly, another 4 points, taking a peek at his coaches.
Once again, Denver opting to pick up points, swap some, and it seems like they're utilizing some clock.
That's right, and right now, looking on the track, both jammers out of that pack for another 4 each, but Stelly is trying to slow Clint Beastwood and eat up that time.
Not a real sense of urgency there. That's not a guy hungry for pizza on the way to food, exactly. And what about flat mat yoga? Clean bearings, check. Taped elbow pads, checkity check. Yoga mat, take care of your most important piece of gear, you panic. With yoga for skaters by a skater. Find out more at flatmatyoga.com. And don't forget to mention the Big O 16 code. That'll save you 16% off.
Wow. All right, back on the track. That is number 42, Grimes, up against number 43, Hughes. Grimes picking up lead jammer. Hughes, meanwhile, being recycled, giving LCC an opportunity for points.
Hot Fuzz paying some hard-nosed defense there on Hughes. And some brief flying lessons.
I also kind of wonder what Hughes' favorite hue is.
Oh yeah, more complicated jokes from Panic.
I know. I really wish that multi-class would do more, you know, showing his different levels and pivoting and jamming. But that's a real nerd joke.
Oh, let's talk about saving throws as we get back to the action. Number 69 is Dr. B, and his muscles are flexing. Recycled into the middle. Who's he out there against? I'm glad you asked. That is Stelly. What are the odds?
Number 72, Stelly, lead jammer. Oh, Brains trying to keep Stelly back. Unsuccessful. Another 4 points for Denver in white.
Stelly has a couple moves.
But it does look like Dr. B is picking up 4 points as well. Stelly with an attempted apex jump. Due to it not quite working out, decides to call it and make sure he protects his team's points. And it looks like neither team picked up points there. And that is due to the fact that Stelly did not successfully complete that apex jump. You must land with both skates inside legally to get your points.
I've heard that rule, yes. Sounds familiar. Hey, look, Big O MVP ballots. We should probably talk about those, Panic.
That's right. We are going to be having MVP bouts tomorrow at the end of the day up against Team USA. That'll be happening for both women and men. And before that, for those of you who know me, you know I got some mad love for our local modified contact. We will have some modified contact action tomorrow between the Junior Gems and the Rose Petals. I'm way stoked for that tomorrow. I know.
Modified contact meaning they can only use their knees, correct?
Positional blocking only. Other rules still stand. But it's a great way to check out what the future of Derby looks like. Looks like we're at the end of this timeout here. We got number 4, Stelly in white, once again jamming, and also once again number 42, Grimes.
Stelly grabbing lead jammer as both jammers now out. Grimes on his initial pass as well. Denver all walled up, and they seal that outside shoulder for Stelly to pick up 3 points. Make it 4-3.
That is 3 points for LCC, however. Official review from Denver Ground Control. Fun facts about roller derby
Let's
and
do
the
some
Big O.
stats.
I just wanted to talk about how Victorian traveled around 8,000 miles to be here for the Big O, all the way from Melbourne, Victoria, of course, Australia.
That's really far, right?
Yeah, that's even further than Helsinki had to travel, which was about 5,000.
By comparison, Helsinki, practically our neighbor.
And they speak Finnish, I believe. However, Victorian does also speak English. It just sounds different.
Yeah, it's like they speak another dialect or something.
I think they have different slang, too. Can we, first of all, give it up for this lovely bromance going on here between Dr. B and Hughes? Nobody? Nobody? Yeah, let's give it up for Derby Love.
There are some screaming fans out there, and I believe they're LCC friendly. They look like they really appreciate the concussion.
Well, hopefully the Lane County concussion, not the other type of a concussion. That makes my head hurt thinking about it. Thank you to our amazing photographers all weekend. I've seen some great well-known names, both old and young. Yeah, that's right, I'm looking at you, Liara. Shout out to Liaria West, another local.
All right, as the conversation continues, Panic Button and I are considering a dance-off, which is going to be amazing. I'm going to put some cardboard down. We're going to flip around. I've got a robot I can do.
You win.
Once again, at home, you're watching Lane County Concussion Black.
Has contested the 3 points awarded on the apex jump by the Lane County jammer. Our jammer ref has verified that the apex jump was landed before the first set of whistles, so the 3 points will stand. The review will not be retained.
Well, there we have it. Looks Broderick trying to psych us out. Give us a little giggle here. Meanwhile, jammer number 72 in white, that is Stelly, up against number 69 in black, Dr. B.
White is Denver, black is LCC. And Denver with a 268-161 lead here as we get down to about 8 minutes remaining in the period. Lead jammer going to 72 Stelly.
However, Dr. B is also out of that pack. And once again, we're seeing this pack speed up. Dragon Balls up at the front, getting some shoulder taps. Looks like Denver picked up 2 points before the end of that there. 0 for LCC. Once again, a lesson in counting. 42, Grimes. 43, Hughes. That's right, I learned numbers. Once again, lining up closer to that pivot line. Already, skaters getting recycled. That is number 7, Detmer, taking Grimes back. And it looks like we have a lead jammer. Once again, Hughes for Denver.
All right, as they get back into turn 2, huge hit, and then a kip up, judo style on the straightaway.
And some more fancy footwork. Grimes getting through for his 4 points before Hughes makes his way out of that pack for his 4.
And it looks like Broderick and Linzo are the point of contact for Denver at the back wall.
Hughes having to go by Murby Dick, blocking him out. Meanwhile, X blocked out Hughes, and he's ready for him.
Grimes spinning on his toe stops. He's got to get through one more turn and does for a 5-point pass. LC to the C.
Also, I saw a very intelligent move by Hughes. He tried to go in, but kept 1 foot out to make sure that he was legally in, and that worked because Brains was further behind.
And that was Hot Fuzz with the defense on 43 Hughes. He picks up a forearm in the process. He'll go to the box for about 30 seconds.
Not about. It should be exactly 30 seconds. Because I know we got some awesome NSOs at this bout.
I'm just a huge fan of Ish. I really like Ish a lot. So that's
Used
me.
to boot. I know, we're not even doing a Canadian one. We got Denver, who is kind of like a brother-sister city. Ouch, look at that. Dr. B out on lead, but that is 72 Stelly right there.
And we got some jammer combat going on. Stelly and Dr. B. Dr. B's seen enough. He and his beard call off the jam.
Looks like Dr. B was pretty happy to call it, actually. I almost thought we were going to have a backwards skate off.
And a little conversation. Sometimes people talk at Derby. It's okay. Don't be afraid, Panic.
Talk Derby to me.
How about after party Derby? 8 p.m. Washington Jefferson Skate Park, hosted by Unity Skate Shop and Chicks and Bowls. Giveaways, games, and good bowl skating. That's 8 p.m. tonight. So if you're here, get over to the big old bowl jam.
That's right, but back on the track, back to the action. Number 4, Stelly, currently lead jammer. However, number 55, James Brains, is in front.
Stelly already took a shot at Brains. Brains kept on trucking. And this pack speed is furious. I don't know what it looks like at home, but it looks like really drugged up ants moving at high speeds.
And the pack is so spread out. We have the pack on both sides of the track. Denver calling that before picking up, it looks like possibly more points. More points, maybe? No, I don't know. All the points. Yes, 4 points for Denver.
Panic and I super excited about the Saturday late 80s dance party at Blair Alley Arcade, 10 p.m. No cover with your wristband. That's 245 Blair Boulevard, steps away from the big old bowl jam.
Remember your quarters. Also, Grimes, 42 in black for Lane County, picking up lead jammer in white, 72 Stelly, right there on his butt.
Stelly trying to take down Grimes. Grimes says, "No, sir, I will not go down."
And it looks like Grimes picked up 3 points. However, Stelly also picked up 1. Yay, bromance!
One of the highlights of the Saturday late 80s dance party will be me as Jennifer Gray and Panic as Patrick Swayze. We're going to do the lift. It's going to be amazing.
Back on the track, that bromance we were talking about there, that is Hughes in white up against Dr. B in black.
Hughes grinding it out. He's going to be briefly paused by Dragon Balls, which means Dr. B grabs lead jammer for Lane County.
And holy guacamole, I've been paying attention to the track. We are almost done with the second period. Dr. B trying to call it and not get run over at the same time.
Dr. B demonstrating falling small. An excellent rendition of the rule. Thank you, Dr. B, for that example. Panic and I appreciate you.
I always appreciate Dr. B. Especially when he plays against misters, because it's really fun with a doctor and a mister, but that's neither here nor there, because right now we're looking at Grimes in black up against Stelly in white.
Stelly just firing up that inside line. He is your lead jammer for Denver's ground control.
However, Grimes magically made it through as well. Not quite as fast, however.
And another 360 apex hop on that inside corner of turn 3 for Stelly.
Looks like, once again, as we're getting down to the last seconds in this bout, Stelly trying to run out that clock.
Denver has set a blazing speed here, both periods, taking advantage of the lead, exchanging points freely. And they are just about to put the cherry on this one, I believe, Panic.
Meanwhile, LCC was doing a great job of recycling Stelly, but at this point he is through for another 4. Grimes hitting that wall of white, trying to pick their points.
Little line straddle though for Stelly. Dragon Balls with the recycle for Lane County. Stelly's gonna have to do it again in turn 1.
Meanwhile, Grimes having to also recycle and retake on that white wall.
4 more points for Stelly on the last pass. Lane County all walled up in turn 2. They are ready to show them what a wall looks like. Stelly stepping to the inside, picking up 5 more points. Hashtag beast mode.
Meanwhile, 4 points for LCC. All these points in this possible last jam have been very hard fought. See, okay, that move that Stelly just did, that has to be ballet. Dragon taking a little time to get back on up, but he is up.
All right, we're gonna wait on the official final, but I am officially tickled to get to call with Panic Button once again. Reunited, and it feels so good.
Thank you, HP Shovecraft. It's been great once again. Hashtag Panic and Shove.
And we do have a final score, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you at home or in the building, we've got 193 for Lane County, 3-1-1 for Denver's ground control. Denver ground control taking the win at the Big O.
For the end of day 2 on track 3 here. Let's hear it up for Denver ground control. Also, great job and great fight from Lane County Concussion. Let's hear it, hometown fans.